Okay, I'm at AquaBionic, or actually that's the, what is it? How does that work, Simon?
SEDATEC is the company.
Uh-huh.
AquaBionic is the brand.
Right.
Warp 1 is the fin.
Okay.
And Warp stands for Water Adapting Responsive Propulsion, which is really the best way to describe how the patented core feature in the fin works.
Okay, now warp drive was different on Star Trek.
This fin hasn't been into space yet, but we're hoping it'll be successful there.
Uh-huh.
Warp is simply a good acronym to help us remember how to describe the way the fin actually works.
Okay, and then for those that need to read this and then memorize later on, it's all on the chart here, so you can look at it later. And so we have our warp and our core drive and all that stuff.
That's right.
Now these fins are, how new are they?
They are brand new. In fact, the fins that you're seeing here are prototypes. They're nearly done. We have a few minor changes to make to the mold. Right. As you can see, that there's some imperfections in here, and they aren't very shiny and polished yet. That's because,
that's okay.
That's because the final stages of the mold making is when you polish it, and you end up with the kind of finish that you see in the word SEDATEC here. So the whole fin will be that level of finish.
Okay, until I wear them.
Until you wear them, and if you scratch them up, and they'll be scratched up like everybody else's fins.
Oh, good. Okay. And some of the neat, things about these fins are...
The fundamental difference between this fin and every other fin on the market is we can actually control the geometry of the blade. We call it morphing the blade. And as you know, you have to have a very effective scoop to catch a lot of water and channel it in the right direction. So most fins will simply bend under load, which what fins have done since the last 100 years. But what this fin does, there's an actuator in here. When it's loaded, or when you put the fin under load with pressure, it actually cups down like that, and you can see this process starts right at the end of the foot pocket.
So it kind of goes from an A cup to a D cup.
Almost immediately. That's right. And because this is not just an ordinary blade fin, this actuator here, when these are pushed down, they're also pushed apart. So the blade actually gets wider.
More surface area.
And that's why the membrane is so big, to allow it to stretch. So this is a very soft and comfortable fin to dive at low speed, and when you start to kick hard, it starts to kick back because you increase the channel and you also increase the width. So the harder you kick, the more resistance you get, the blade gets bigger, and you move more water. Because we're able to channel the water so effectively, we don't need to have very wide or very high side rails. And a lot of high-performance fin will put a relatively high side rail to stop side spill.
Right.
Okay? But what that does is when you want to do a frog kick, you've got a lot of resistance here, and the fin will chatter as it goes through the water sideways on the outstroke of the frog kick. And then they're fine on the instroke, or the vertical stroke. These go through the water horizontally very easily.
Right.
They switch, they go back, and they capture a lot of water. So they're wonderful. Photographers will love them because they're so great for being able to position. They work at so many different angles. You can get a great deal of power out of them in the flutter kick, and they work great in a frog kick as well.
Okay, just when I've seen the best fin, a new best fin comes on the market.
Fin comes along.
And here it is. And as soon as the prototypes are out,
we will have product to deliver by March the 1st, 2012.
Oh, there we go. I can't wait. Thank you very much.